Wyclef Jean, BKS1 Radio. Let's go.
This is Essence Atkins, and this is BKS1 Radio.
Hi, this is Melba Moore, and you're listening to BKS1 Radio.
Yo, check it out. What's the deal? This the chef. Giving a big shout out to my peoples. Big KS, you already know what it is. Salute.
What's up? It's your girl Monifa, and I'm hanging with BKS1 Radio.
Hi, I'm Iyanla Van Zandt, and you're listening to BKS1 Radio.
BKS Radio, baby.
Hey, this is Jasmine Guy for BKS1 Radio.
What's going on? This is Lamont Brooker, and this is BKS1 Radio.
Shout out to BKS1, the best kept damn secret in the business.
Hey, what's up? This is Raven Goodwin from BET's Being Mary Jane, and shout out to BKS1.
Hi, this is Leon. You're watching BKS1 Radio.
BKS1. God bless y'all.
What's up? What's up? What's up?
Good. Wake up, wake up, wake up. Afternoon. You wake.
Yeah, exactly. Good afternoon.
Wake your late ass up.
If you ain't up already,
it's the Man Cave Morning Afternoon Show. Salute to everybody on the check-in, man.
Look, yes.
Let me tell you, if y'all knew what the pre-show was
yeah,
like,
man. We had a whole show behind the scenes.
For real.
We had a whole other show behind the scenes, but salute to you all. We're glad you want to check in. Shout out to everybody, man.
Yes.
First and foremost, let's introduce the awesome squad of the Man Cave Morning / Afternoon Show. Starting to my far right, my man 50 Grand. We always had the master plan. My dude, DJ Smooth P.
What's up, y'all? Smooth P in the building.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Salute. And you already know, man, look, the dude that gets a little rude, especially when he's in a bad mood, we call him Deacon Woo.
Singing for the children. Let's
get it. And to the left, yes, the talented, the birthday girl.
Yes.
The no pancake making.
Yes.
My
birthday is all month. My birthday is all month.
1/3 of the R&B group, Allure. That's our girl here, Hurricane Kiss.
In the beautiful Hurricane.
And also,
you in the middle.
I'm gonna give a special shout out to my man, the dude. He's in the building.
Yes.
On radio.
Came in handing out oatmeal raisin pies with love.
No doubt.
For everybody.
Thank you for the oatmeal.
You get oatmeal. You get oatmeal too.
Hi, mama.
You get oatmeal. Shut up.
Everybody gets an oatmeal pie.
Everybody gets oatmeal today.
And you get oatmeal.
You get oatmeal pie. Everyone gets
now
oatmeal.
listen.
And you, sir, in the middle are who?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Hello.
I am humbly Storm Norm the General.
AKA?
Yes.
Salute
to you all.
I can say yes. You said AKA.
I'm sorry. Everybody's talking all at once. They forgot radio etiquette. I'm sorry. I am just humbly Storm Norm the General.
Hey, Steven.
At your service on the Man Cave Morning Show.
Yes.
They forgetting radio etiquette. You know, I run a professional show here. They just, they all over the place.
He forgot to give us AKA. That's all I care about.
So I'd be remiss if I didn't shout out to everybody watching us live on YouTube. Salute to everybody watching and listening to us live on Twitter, Periscope. Shout out to everybody watching us live on Ustream. Salute to everybody watching us live on the mother site, WBKS1.com. Shout out to everybody checking us out on FB Live. And salute to everybody listening to us on that TuneIn app.
Absolutely.
You don't have it by now,
download
make sure you download the app.
Shout out to everybody on IG checking too.
No doubt. Shout out to everybody on IG too. Let's get some FB love real quick. Shout out to my man D-Mac on the check-in. Paul Joseph Williams on the check-in. Ellen Smith on the check-in. Kristen Janae. Hey, what's up, lovely? Shout out to Juanita Karen Hartz Towns on the check-in. Robin Starr on the check-in. Shout out to Tasha Folk Wise on the check-in. Julius Gray on the check-in. Patricia Shell Gibbons, the Man Cave Morning Afternoon Show. You already know. Lisa Tweet, what's good on the check-in? My man Kaz Minor on the check-in. Harold Knight on the check-in. What's up, man? Super boxing champion from the city of Plainfield, Jersey.
With that match.
Yes, shout out to John Booth Senior on the check-in. What's up, Cuzzo? Kim Ebron on the check-in.
Tracy Abram.
Tracy Abram, good afternoon. Good afternoon.
Julius Gray, how are you?
Toya Snow on the check-in. Deborah Renee on the check-in.
Sandy Boo.
Yes, Sandy B on the check-in. What's up,
Hey, Mama.
Hey, how you doing? And we're going to get this show started, man. And as you trickle in, we'll show you some. Catherine Allen on the check-in. Denise Sparrow. Marcus A. Nelson on the check-in. What's good? Now, DT on the check-in. Let's get this thing popping. All right? Now, we're going to talk about a lot of things today on the Man Afternoon Morning Show. All right? So, our topic today is know the signs that you might need to save your relationship. Know the signs that you might need to save your relationship. When you start seeing things like this, peep them out. And we're going to talk about that today on the Man Cave Morning Show. Let's clap it up for that.
Absolutely.
All right, no doubt. And also, there's a lot of things going on we're going to hit y'all with, man. And we want y'all view and y'all opinion on, and we're going to share y'all view and y'all opinions with the world, because this show is definitely never about us. It's definitely about you. All right, so now, all right, with that being said, all right, real quick, we're going to go into, so now, the counteraction to Nike now is another brand stepping up, and they repping 45. And they repping Trump.
Is that right?
And they repping the Republicans. So now, guess who it is? In case y'all don't know.
Oh, gosh.
New Balance.
Old Balance.
Stop
New
it.
Balance gets political and throws support behind Trump. Thank you, New Balance, for killing your whole damn brand.
Yeah, for real.
You are not Nike.
Because New Balance has some of the most comfortable sneakers I ever had on my feet. Y'all are over. I'm never buying y'all again.
All right, check this out. Real talk.
You are not Nike.
Who rocking? Admit it though. Who's rocking New Balance right now?
Good morning, good afternoon.
You rocking New Balance?
I don't wear New Balance.
Nikes. Nope. The dude is not rocking New Balance.
I don't have a pair.
Nikes, Pumas.
No doubt. Salute. P. No New Balance.
No New Balance.
Deacon Wu.
No.
Hurricane Kiss.
Not currently, no.
I
New
New Balance.
I used to, because they were comfortable as hell, but not anymore.
I'm just trying to find balance. Period. In my life.
Pretty much.
So now, check this out, peoples. My good peoples. So let's read this.
No, the new Republican president-elect isn't working on a sneaker collaboration, but last night, Wall Street Journal reporter Sarah Germo tweeted a quote from New Balance Vice President of Public Affairs, reaffirming the Boston-based company's objection to the Trans-Pacific Partnership and their support of a Trump presidency.
Well, okay, check this out. You know why we're not going to run out and burn New Balance sneakers?
Because
none of us have them.
Yeah, exactly.
There's nothing to burn.
You got to go buy some just to burn them.
None of us have them, so you can keep those New Balance. I'm just curious. Let's see what our peeps is saying.
New Balance, thank you for supporting police brutality. We appreciate you.
I hate spell check. Hey, Keisha, Wise, agree. Related to Kelly folk.
Wait.
No doubt.
As I said, New Balance in my
Vic
opinion.
said, I wear New Balance. He got purple joints. He said, now hearing that, I'm giving them away.
Wow.
Yes. So New Balance is rocking with Republicans, and they in support of Trump. So now, if you got your New Balances or whatever, take a picture of those of you burning them or whatever like that. Right. You know what I'm saying? But see, we ain't even going to play the game that they play.
I like what Julius Gray just said. He said they are trying to sell shoes. You know what? I think in lieu of not even a distraction. I think in lieu of what actually happened with the Nike announcement, how their online sales has spiked 30%. That particular day that the ad came out,
right?
I guess New Balance is feeling like they're gonna work the other side of that fence. Well, maybe if we say that, we're supporting the other side, that the same thing will happen with our sales, that people are gonna go in and start, buying and supporting. I don't think so.
No doubt. So shout out to Trump. We applaud you, Trump, for making America hate again.
Yeah. Wow, that should be on his hat for sure. Yeah.
F New Balance, I said it. Though they were formerly a very comfortable sneaker, but Skechers are comfortable as well.
Wait, Julius Gray said MB, New Balance stands for no blacks.
Wow.
No doubt. It definitely don't stand for Norman Bradley.
Yeah, we never really rock No Balance.
No brain.
But they are comfortable.
Oh, my God.
All right. So now I want you to set us up. I'm going to let P or one of you that's more familiar with the story in reference to the cop in Dallas, the female cop in Dallas that actually killed someone because she went into the wrong apartment.
Yes.
And she killed the dude at his own apartment, thinking it was her apartment, and that he was breaking in.
Yeah. So basically, last week sometime, I forget what the exact date, female Dallas officer, I think she's from Dallas, comes home after a 15-hour work shift to find a young black male in an apartment that she thinks is hers, which actually happens to be his own home.
Bullish.
One, not sure how she got into the apartment. That's number one. Two, not sure how once she was in the apartment herself, didn't realize that it wasn't her home.
Right.
But three, after entering the apartment and seeing the young man, she shouts out some commands to him. I guess, put your hands up, what you doing? And him being in his own home, hearing somebody coming in and drawing a weapon on him, I guess he probably figured somebody was breaking in, trying to rob him. So why would you listen to anybody's commands or somebody coming into your house? You're gonna, as a man, protect your home.
Let me run this. Let me run this story. I'm gonna run this clip for y'all, just in case y'all unfamiliar with the case. And this officer Amber, I forgot her last name.
Yes.
But yeah, the clip will tell you, and you'll get a gist of the full story, because there's more to it.
There's a lot to it.
Oh. Hashtag wait for it.
For real, there's more.
Hashtag wait for it, people. All right. I want y'all to all put that hashtag in the chat, wherever you're listening to the show at. Hashtag wait for it. That's a BKS thing. All right, here we go.
A Dallas police officer has been charged with manslaughter after she murdered a man in his own apartment thinking it was hers. Welcome back to What's Trending. I'm Martine Bierman. Make sure to subscribe for more social media and news stories daily. According to police reports, 30-year-old Amber Geiger entered the apartment of 26-year-old Botham Shenjan thinking it was her own. She didn't recognize him and shot him in the chest. Because a natural reaction to seeing someone in an apartment that looks nothing like your own is to start firing at random. For about 72 hours after the shooting, the officer was not identified, leading to growing pressure from the Dallas community to hold her accountable. Geiger was ultimately arrested and charged with manslaughter, though she posted bond and left the jail shortly thereafter.
Indeed, Jason, like you mentioned, posting bond just a couple of hours ago, so she won't even spend one complete night in jail. We've got some video of her being taken away after she posted bond just around the 8 o'clock hour this evening. Her bond was set at $300,000.
Geiger just worked a 15-hour shift and mistakenly parked on the wrong floor of her parking garage. And that's how she ended up in front of Jean's apartment, thinking it was her own. But the issue here is less about her mistake of being at the wrong apartment and more about her reaction once she was inside. Jean's mother, a former government official in St. Lucia, believes the implicit bias surrounding race was a factor. She asked, if it was a white man, would it have been different? Would Officer Geiger have reacted differently? It's obviously impossible to know what would have happened under a different circumstance, but significant research has found that officers are more likely to shoot black suspects than white. Botham Jean's family wants to make sure that more than anything, he gets justice.
The family and their attorneys met with the Dallas DA, insisting that Geiger be arrested.
At this point, we need probable cause of a crime, and the existence of probable cause is painstakingly clear.
Jean was born in St. Lucia, a sovereign island in the Caribbean. He was active at the West Dallas Church of Christ and a member of the a cappella group Good News Singers at Harding University in Arkansas. He was working as a risk assurance specialist for PricewaterhouseCoopers. There are no indications that Geiger and Jean knew each other prior to the shooting. This is despite claims on social media that the two appeared together in a photo. The killing of Botham Jean is just the latest incident to make national news of an unarmed black man being shot and killed. And understandably, many in Dallas want to make sure that this time, things are different. Local pastor Brian Carter says the faith community is upset that it took 3 days to arrest Amber Geiger, but are thankful it happened. Charlie Monsanto tweeted, "I'll make this easy for everybody. Whatever penalty you feel Botham Jean would have gotten for murdering police officer Amber Geiger in her home because he accidentally thought it was his own should be the same penalty she should pay for murdering him." Now, I think that's fair. But there's going to be a lot of debate about whether that was...
Let's get it.
Okay, we just got a comment in IG, right?
They was doing it.
Saying that it was also said that she was possibly dating him.
They were doing it. I'm telling you.
They got a picture together.
So she tried to front like...
Yeah.
First of all, she looks a crackhead. Can I say that? Can I say that? She looks like she's on some serious drugs.
I said the same
Her
thing.
mugshot looks suspect as all hell.
I said the same thing.
But here it is. Here it is.
How did she get into his
She
apartment?
perjured herself. She lied.
Yeah.
Because she said
She didn't recognize him.
her other reports was saying like,
Yeah,
I
the
didn't know who
story
this
keeps
guy
changing
was,
up.
and the story keeps changing or whatever. So
Yeah.
here's my thing. So now finally, y'all take her in or whatever like that, but y'all didn't hold her. Y'all released her.
Right.
Of course, if that was us, we would have been underneath the freaking jail.
Oh, yeah.
All right. So now there's more to the story. So this is what I didn't share with y'all. This
plot
just came out
thickens, yo.
today.
Oh, Jesus.
So this is what they're saying now in reference to her. All right. So she said, wait a minute, I'm not a racist, right? So family of Dallas cop who fatally shot neighbors said they are not a racist after photo surfaced on social media.
Yeah.
Right. So let me find it. I'm going to give y'all the photo that surfaced on social media on our page. Here's the photo. Now, it's questionable about these signs. So everybody's saying that these are white supremacist signs. And this is why the story came out. And there's another photo as well, or whatever. So this is Amber Geiger. This is her peoples or whatever like that. And here's the white supremacist signs. Okay. So are those white supremacist signs? Yes, no.
I wouldn't know.
We don't know, but check this out.
Those social,
check this out real quick. Who thinks those are white supremacist signs? We don't know. Do we know what white supremacist signs are?
All I can say is this. Do I know whether or not it's a white supremacist sign or not? I'm going to say no because I'm personally not a white supremacist.
Okay, so now.
Hold, let me finish though.
Go ahead.
But I do know that when members of different gang sets want to let everybody know what set that they're from, that they put up similar such signs.
Right.
So that would tell me that is something of a similar nature. So me not knowing for a fact that that is a white supremacist sign, I could probably pretty confidently say that it probably is.
Okay, so your boy Norm, real quick, your boy Norm went and did his research. So of course, your boy goes on to this. This is the database for hate on display, hate symbols. Database.
Oh, shit.
All right, because one thing the great Dick Gregory again taught me and reiterated in my head is research.
Research.
All right, so now we're going to go through a whole list right now, right here on BKS on Radio, the Man Cave Morning Afternoon Show, on some hate symbol signs. So you can recognize them. So we need to know, right? Because everybody was talking about blood and Crip signs. Why not put on display hate symbol signs as well? So here goes one. Bam. So this is one. Let's read this.
White supremacists, primarily on the West Coast, may use a two-handed hand sign consisting of one hand showing or flashing two fingers and the other hand showing or flashing three fingers together. They signify the number 23, a numeric symbol of the letter white.
No,
W
we're not doing
for
that.
whites.
We're not doing that.
Okay.
Now,
That's
two.
crazy.
The number 88 is symbolically important number for white supremacists who use it as a numerical code for Heil Hitler. So occasionally a white supremacist will use a hand sign to display or flash the number 88.
3.
The Aryan Circle is one of the largest white supremacist gangs of the United States. Its primarily hand sign consists of holding up the thumb and the middle ring and little fingers of one hand, signifying the numbers 1 and 3, which stands for AC. One can also hold up a little finger and the middle and index fingers and plus the thumb.
4.
Jesus. The largest white supremacist prison gang in Tennessee is Aryan Nations, a different group of the neo-Nazi group of the same name. Aryan Nations gang members use a hand sign that's sometimes referred to as bolts up or bolts to the sky, consisting of forming the hand into a pistol shape and pointing it upwards or outwards. Holy shit.
5.
The European Kindred is a large white supremacist prison gang based primarily in Oregon. Gang members often use two-handed hand signs in which three fingers of one hand are spread to look like an E, and two fingers of another hand are spread to resemble a K.
6.
The hand sign of the, what's that? Hammerskin, a racist skinhead group, consists of 2 crossed forearms emulating the cross hammers of the Hammerskin logo.
7.
The Nazi or Hitler salute debuted in Nazi Germany in 1930 as a way to pay homage to Adolf Hitler. It consists of raising an outstretched right arm with the palm down. In Nazi Germany, it was often accompanied by chanting or saluting Heil Hitler or Sieg Heil. Since World War II, the neo-Nazis and other white supremacists have continued to use the salute, making it the most common white supremacist hand sign in the world.
Okay, y'all gonna learn today. 8.
Ku Klux Klan hand sign. Some Ku Klux Klan members use a hand sign that consists of angling the index and middle fingers out to the side in order to look vaguely like the letter K.
And lastly, look at this one closely, people. 9.
Oh, wow.
Peckerwood?
The Peckerwood.
You don't catch me for the Peckerwood.
That's the sign he threw.
Exactly.
That's the sign he threw.
I do my research.
Oh, shit.
Wow.
The term Peckerwood. The term Peckerwood originated as a racial epithet directed at whites today. It seems as it has been adopted by the white supremacist prison game subculture, especially in southern and western states, to refer to itself. The hand sign for Peckerwood consists of forming the thumb, index finger, and middle finger of one hand to form the letter P, and the 4 fingers of the other hand.
What is that, man?
That's that.
Yo,
Son's a Peckerwood. Son is a Peckerwood.
Let me get some of this.
What is that?
Let me
He's
have
a
some.
Peckerwood.
Let me have some.
Wow.
Let me have some.
All right,
Okay,
so now
so-
we're gonna go back.
Yeah, show the picture again. Show the picture again.
All right.
You gonna catch me for the Peckerwood.
Show the
All
picture
right,
again.
so we're gonna go back.
Show the picture.
Pay attention, people.
Yo, check this out. Check this out. Check this out. Check this
That's
out.
what he's doing.
We don't play.
Do me
here.
a favor. Do me a favor, like I
Ain't no
always
online
do.
show like this.
Like I
Even
always
Homegirls
do
Bang was
for
throwing up a
people
sign.
to determine whether you're racist or not. If you simply switch the race of people, if that were a black woman coming into the home of a white person,
And look at Grandma. She's
and
chilling.
there was a picture of a black gang member with sleeve tattoo
Yep.
throwing up gang signs, everyone in the picture would be arrested.
Exactly.
Yo, what kind of white trash, white supremacist voodoo am I witnessing here? These jokers is actually swagger jacking our gang culture as well? Now, you telling me now that this woman is walking the streets because she got bailed out. Am I right? How is that possible?
You already know.
Well, we all know how it's possible. It's called white supremacy.
Right.
How can you, first of all, no matter how high, drunk, or whatever, you gonna tell me you don't know that you on the wrong floor in the wrong house?
The whole story is BS, yo.
That's BS. Then you said you didn't know him. Then there's a picture of you and him. What were you, some type of sperm lover? Huh? You came to the thing and was a cop and popped him because he was with his sister. I don't even know, but
He ain't had enough.
you murderer, you piece of garbage.
Because now we're hearing that they possibly could have been dating.
They were.
Yeah.
If they were, then that's
And she
then
went in
something
his house and smoked him.
She
in,
had
right?
the key to his house because they had like Norm said that complex.
Yeah,
It's not a
exactly.
key; it's an electronic
It's
card.
electronic card.
So she
like
probably had a
hotel.
copy of his.
Say
joint.
that again, please.
It wasn't a key for their complex; it was an electronic card. So you can't get that unless.
So the only way you can get
live
it is
in
to
the
swipe the
complex.
card because you
Exactly.
had
So she had a
his
copy of that
key
shit.
because you was
Yo.
smashing him.
So
Foul
here's the
shit,
thing.
yo.
So when she was
Get the-
approached, it's not over, people.
Nah.
So
There's
she-
more?
So she was
Are you?
approached
Scooby?
about the
And-
gesture that was
and watch
made
this
in
heifer get off.
in that
Oh my
photo,
God,
right?
yo.
So she was approached about this sign and being associated with white supremacists, right? In this
Peckerwood.
photo. All right. So, and I showed you the last one, right?
Peckerwood.
So her reasoning was
Yes,
and hear me
Peckerwood.
out, people.
Yes.
Listen to me.
Wow.
Her reasoning was, let's read this.
The family of the Dallas police officer who shot and killed a black neighbor in his apartment have been forced to deny they are racist after social media photos surfaced showing a family member appearing to make hand gestures that have been linked to a white supremacist group. Amber Geiger, who shot and killed Botham Jean last week after she entered the wrong apartment, faces manslaughter charges. An arrest affidavit obtained by Fox News said Botham allegedly ignores Geiger's verbal commands before she opened fire.
Fox News.
Hey guys, so now,
Fox
guys,
News.
and real quick, right? So basically, her explanation was, all right, the W sign combined, the justice, whatever, like that. Her thing she was saying that these signs weren't racist. So I'm gonna show you something. She said they were from her favorite group. Those signs that he was throwing up was from her favorite group.
You said the Wu-Tang.
No, her favorite group, Laywood. So
Who's that?
Laywood is like this white, this rock group or whatever the case may be, right? So Laywood. So she said no, he wasn't throwing up no white supremacist racist signs. He was throwing up the signs of the group Laywood. Here's Laywood right here. Does that look similar? Yeah, I got it. I got it.
Hey guys, listen.
That's the home runs right there.
So that's Laywood.
I have just solved this case right now.
Come on, Willis.
I've solved the case.
Come on,
I'm gonna help the Texas Rangers out.
What the
right now?
Nothing similar.
What has happened in this instance is this. As we have already figured out that we think that the young lady and the young man have had some kind of interaction.
They were doing it
on a relationship type level. So as we see in the picture, I don't know who the gentleman is next to her giving a gang sign, which is probably her brother, because they look around the same age. You could probably tell that the two on the very ends are the parents, and the one in the middle is the grandmother, right?
Yeah.
The
brother and the sister was doing it too.
My take on it is this, because like we all agree also, like I said, you have to have a key to get into that particular apartment, right? So they were dating. She probably had her key. He had his key.
Yes.
If I'm a white supremacist family, right, and I just found out my daughter or my sister is dating a nigger.
Yes.
A nigger.
Yeehaw.
Yeehaw.
That's not gonna. We not gonna have no nigger babies in our family.
Exactly.
So I'm gonna go do something about it. My take on just going over now and just looking at and mentally thinking.
Yo, respect. I see where you're going.
I think someone other than her
swiped the card.
Actually, not swiped the card, but they were able to get him because of her. She was there. Committed this murder. I don't think that she did it now that I'm thinking about it.
Oh,
but
yeah,
because the fact that she is a Dallas police officer and was there, it's easy enough to say, hey, man, I made a mistake. I just worked a 15-hour shift, and I came in. I gave him these orders, blah, 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 because who's the better chance is going to get off? Me, the police officer, who they generally believe no matter what, even if you see on video that I busted mine in their face in broad daylight, but I was afraid for my life. They didn't have a stick of gum on them, but I was afraid for my life, so I'm going to get away with that. Or my brother, my daddy, whoever, they don't have the same coverage that I have because they're not officers. I can almost, I just feel that now.
Sounds about right.
Just looking at everything that just played out in this video, and it's crazy that I didn't go into that detail with it before. I just was so enraged about the story, and I didn't really critically think about this whole scenario right now. I can almost guarantee you that that's the way that it played out. And like you said, she will get away with it, though, because of the fact that she's an officer, and they're going to give her all the benefits of the doubt in the world.
It's ridiculous.
About this. The only way I say that it comes out that it was someone different if it comes down to the fact that they will prosecute her and give her time. I think at that point, maybe daddy or big brother or little brother will come forth and be like, it was her. I did it just because of the fact that they don't want to see her in jail. But I do think that she knows playing her card is the best. Is the best hand to play.
Yeah. Yep, and as you were saying that, you remember the movie High and Learning?
Yes.
At the end, when
exactly.
Skinhead guy. Like, you do it, Remy, for your country.
Do it for, exactly.
You made me think about that.
Man, listen, I'm just sitting here.
How dedicated they are to that cause.
He sacrificed their life.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. How they dedicated to that cause like that they will.
Because you got to look at just look at the way that things lined up. Right. Like I said, if you're like I said, one of my children lives in a building similar to this, where they don't have regular keys. They have electronic pass keys, like hotels. There's no way that I'm going up to the next floor, swiping my key, and I'm getting in. It doesn't work like that.
Yeah, you have to have the key.
You have to have the proper key.
So how do you think they got the door open? Somebody knocked on the door and
no,
he came to
she
it?
had
the key.
This is the thing. If she's at the place, right?
Right.
And daddy or brother come, even though they don't like them, hey, I want you out here, Daddy. Come in, meet him. Anything could have happened.
Yeah.
She would open the door. It's her people.
Right,
she's not going to think that somebody's going to come in
and kill her boyfriend
and do something like that.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? That would probably be the last thing that she would be thinking, that they're going to come in here and kill this man. But unfortunately, people's minds are that screwed up.
Yeah, you're right, man. And they dedicated to that cause.
Yeah,
man, listen. Like I said, we will not have no Negro babies in this here families.
Because the whole thing is bull. Because honestly speaking, that's like you walking into here, Dennis, right? How you did earlier.
Yeah, handed y'all
and you realize
cookies.
you coming with oatmeal raisin pies for the crew, but you walk in and you see different people in this. It's not even the studio. Are you gonna come and you're gonna keep walking out? Or you're gonna walk away.
I'll be like, no,
you're gonna about face and walk out. So there's no way in hell that this woman did not know that this was not her spot. First of all, the whole story is not adding up at all.
It's not.
It's not. That was a setup.
Yeah, that's some screwed up math.
Hell yeah, come on, man.
Can I get some split camera service here or something? I don't see anything but you guys.
Yeah,
jeez.
Because Phyllis says she hears the dude, but she don't see him.
Yeah,
you see
that was my baby.
You see him every day. This is what happens when you come late to a show. Kaz Minor said, "I know people that got $300,000 bail for armed robbery, right here in Newark. And that's far from what this cop did.
Right.
Man.
Wow. Yeah.
Julius Gregg also said, unless it's Walker, Texas Ranger investigating this.
I
don't trust him.
He said Peace Movers on some investigation Joe kind of shit.
Joe Kinder. Joe Kinder. That is
Joe
funny.
Kinder-ish.
Yeah, because that's what Sandy watch out to. But yeah, it's
yeah, for real.
It's real. It's real talk, man. It's real talk. Yeah. Our topic. We're gonna get to our topic.
BS.
Thoughts and prayers. Thoughts and prayers.
Yes, definitely,
Thoughts
man.
and prayers once again.
Yes.
To that beautiful brother and his family.
Botham John.
That's definitely
Botham,
murder. That's far from manslaughter.
John,
Stop playing,
beautiful brother.
And
as P said before the show, because the show pops off before we get on the air. Yeah. All they could dig up on this black man was that he was a church goer.
Yeah, exactly. Because
they would have assassinated his character
and
let you see a picture of him smoking weed or with an arrest record or whatever.
Right.
So we're going to keep tabs on this story and see what happens next. Why is it manslaughter?
Exactly.
Make me understand.
Exactly.
If I follow the story that she gave, not Investor P, but if I just follow the story that she somehow made a mistake, let me get this straight. I'm in my house chilling. Somebody breaks in my house, gives me a verbal command. Who the hell are you? First of all, he
probably was like,
give me a command in my own house.
Yeah.
And wait, this is what she said. And the guy doesn't comply. Why would I comply
I'm
to
in my
a stranger
house.
telling me
what
to do something in my damn house?
Yeah.
I'm probably going to roll up on you.
Right.
And then shoot the person in cold blood? That's not murder?
Right.
How you figure?
But and just to piggyback off that, we can move on. You got to think, because if that had been you, me, anybody in this room, it definitely, the charge would have been murder. First degree murder. Not just murder, but first degree murder, which is the highest.
Well, we have even made it to trial, or we would have slipped on a banana peel before the trial. I don't even think we would have lived to stand trial.
Yep.
Killing a white person like that, just cold blooded. And let's listen.
Exactly.
The family is gang affiliated. Hold up.
Right.
Imagine an African American in this situation that's gang. You thugs. You animals. You're so violent and so criminal. And they would dig into the background of every single person, destroy their character, demand that they're fired from their job. White supremacy at its finest.
Yeah. Timothy said exactly what we were saying before the show. He said, I don't know anyone drunk or sober that would have had a problem finding their own home.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like, look. First of all, she looks crack-ish. Okay? She looks racist as hell in the face.
Yeah,
I'm just saying.
All right.
The
brother's chilling.
And the fact that she gets off, that's really, really effed
in his
up,
suit, looking like Julian with some steak
sauce.
Yeah,
looking like
Julian.
Looking like Julian with some
smooth as hell.
Right. Oh, wait. Julia said, if anything, he's the kind of black man that would be accepted into a white family. He's clean cut. And Julie said, don't forget, you savages.
You savages. And listen.
Foul,
unfortunately, and you're going to call me whatever you want. Brothers.
Wow.
You out here, with that swirl action, bruh. Your life could be next, brother. Just telling you.
Get out. Yo, everybody pull their cameras out, flash.
Yo, that's the black man's kryptonite right there.
Yo, for real, right, flash them.
So look, we gonna jump to this thing, man, because we know we late today. Signs your relationship is in trouble.
Yes.
Signs your relationship is in trouble. It's in trouble. But if you start peeping some of these signs, maybe you could save
Jump on it.
And shout out to my dude, the dude. I'm gonna flash real quick. I'm gonna do this just for his woman. Right.
I am the dude.
This is supposed to be our guest.
Silence.
The camera where
She
y'all
said,
was.
I hear him, but I don't see him.
I was getting ready to get up and walk right behind where y'all was. I was gonna be on camera.
Ladies and gentlemen, put the reverb on.
Good morning, judges. You have to speak in Dennis's voice when you speak to Dennis.
Now you can see the dude.
Okay.
Yeah, this is me over here, boss.
This is Dennis over there.
Now we're gonna bring him back to us.
Drop them drawers. Drop the panties off. Drop the panties.
Oh wow! All right.
What?
We're back. Okay, come on. Bring it back.
Talk about drop panties.
Bring it back. Now let's get into this topic, man. All right. So the topic today is signs your relationship is in trouble. Oh, we gotta get Smooth P in there. Hold on.
Thank you.
We're gonna make this right.
Yes.
Because I don't want his woman calling us up.
Oh, yeah,
talk about where my baby at.
Stop playing out my baby now. Get off
Why
of that.
peeing in the shot?
Oh, Lord.
What's wrong with you? What
He's
you
making
doing?
contributions, but yet we don't see him. Why?
Why?
Exactly.
Dennis, don't bring them no more oatmeal cookies.
No, listen, I'm good. I could be seen. I mean, I could be not
Don't
seen
do
and
that.
heard. I could be cool.
I
with
was
that.
late because I was at the store
They
getting
might
you
think it's a
oatmeal
soundbite.
cookies. This is the things I get.
All right,
Yeah,
so
for
now
real.
No camera
You
shot.
gonna read number one?
signs your relationship is in trouble. We're
Yeah.
going to talk about this. Before we even go into
the list,
from our research and everything, let's go around the panel. You know, the dude included and y'all listeners included.
Yes.
What are some signs that you feel as though when a relationship is in trouble? Let's start with Smooth P. Just give us one, P.
Y'all start with me.
Yeah, you can pass.
Pass or play?
No, pass or play.
Some signs when a relationship is in trouble. I think one of the biggest signs I would probably say, and it's like a real flashing light, is if you can't and don't communicate.
Definitely.
That's probably the biggest telltale sign, and you need to definitely jump on board of something ASAP if you want it to work.
Right.
All right.
Communication.
Hurricane kiss.
Lack
Just
of lack or a dwindle of intimacy.
Okay.
That's one of the most obvious ones to me.
All right, me. If the things you used to laugh at and
Yes.
have fun with, and laugh at all the time, now it's not funny no more, and everything's all serious and everything like that.
But everything else is.
That's a sign.
Yeah.
That's a sign.
I got a swagger jack general. When the communication becomes aggressive and the things that you found sexy and charming now annoy you, and you're always aggressive towards your mate. She's always aggressive towards you. Either you're not talking or you're snapping at each other.
Yes.
And second, when I'm driving home from work, I just drive around the corner instead of going into the house. 'Cause I don't even deal with your ass. And your ass don't want to deal with me, and I take them extra long shifts. We don't communicate. Sex, married people have sex, sometimes they don't. You know what I mean? I feel what Kiss is saying about the intimacy. But sex and marriage goes up and down. No, it does. Sex and marriage goes up and down. No, marriage, you've been with somebody for 20 years. Sometimes you popping every day, sometimes you not. So I ain't going to really go with that. But that aggressive part.
I never agree with that. I've never agreed with that.
Wow.
I've never agreed with that. Because I feel like even when you marry.
That's because something in the oatmeal pies.
Most marriages.
Yo, I can't.
If you got a career and some kids, you're not smashing every day. Stop.
I feel like not for nothing. I feel like not for nothing.
I must really be Superman.
Then you the exception.
No,
and you're the exception as well.
Call me crazy, right? But I've always, even when I was younger, before I even imagined being married or whatever the case was, I used to always hear like family and friends talk about, oh, when you get married, things slow down, blah, 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 blah. I feel like there's always a way around something. That's correct. It can't be that, oh, because we're married and we work and we have different schedules or whatever the case is, that we just get too tired. No, there should always, and I mean always, be room for intimacy. And intimacy does not mean sex.
Right.
Intimacy is not just sex. Intimacy could be, yo, your husband comes home, he's tired from work, give them a massage, even if you tired.
Married people,
intimacy could be your wife might come home from work. She might be too tired to cook. So guess what? Bring something home to eat, or vice versa. Intimacy can mean walking in the house and seeing your wife laying down next to her, give her a hug and take a fucking nap. Like, there's too many excuses that go around relationships.
Married
period,
people,
not working.
Get in the chat.
Excuses.
Too many excuses.
Check this out.
That's why we need a woman
people
on there.
misconstrue intimacy with always have to be
That-
revolved around sex. It's
While
not
that-
just sexual.
While that sounds good,
Intimacy is the smallest detail
gotta jump
of
in on
making
that.
your making your freaking
no, I
partner
agree
feel
with
wanted.
you.
That's it.
Hold on.
Yeah,
That's
intimacy
it.
for
Hold
women.
on.
makes
I
many-
agree
that
with
makes
every.
excuses.
I agree with
winds
everything
up.
that you're saying.
For me,
But
though.
married people, please tell the truth. Don't just co-sign what's being said because we agree.
Right.
You tell the truth. You tell the truth. You working, she working. You got kids, they got kids. You working extra hour, blah, blah, blah. You telling me that it's popping off? I ain't saying
5 hour energy.
Hold on, I'm not saying what's supposed to happen. I'm not talking about a topic. I'm talking about I need people to get in the chat, going to tell me that they popping off like they used to. You're not. You're not.
I'm
Stop.
sorry.
Stop.
I'm
Stop.
sorry.
No,
I'm sorry. I have to disagree with that, and I'm gonna tell you why. Just like she has said about excuses, and y'all know, because you know me and Robin could be at each other's throat, and by the morning we done already floated off somewhere.
I seen it.
Seriously.
Yeah.
But for me, I mean, and y'all right, definitely right. Intimacy is totally different for women. For me, it's cool. I don't mind laying up on you, but if I love you, my things are gonna rise if you back up on me. And one of the things that I'm serious, one of the things that I found that when I was done with somebody is that if we're laying in the bed and there's space between us, that leaves room for an infiltrator.
Oh,
wow.
Seriously,
I like that.
if you guys are sleeping close to each other, see, physical represents mental and spiritual.
Fact.
All that's together.
Yeah.
So if you're laying in bed with somebody and there's space between y'all, something wrong. Something's wrong. Listen, don't take for granted about being married, and that's okay. It's not okay.
And what did D say? D said, what did he say?
That ain't okay.
He said when the physical intimacy starts to disappear. What did he say? He said there's a problem. If the problem don't get fixed, he's out.
Yeah, that's
so
right.
wait.
That's
I'm
right.
talking about people that are not out. Like I said.
Then they stuck.
That been married for 15, 20 years, working a double shift. Okay, you're telling me that when your woman is mad at you for whatever's in her pretty little brain,
I'm still
that she
doing
made up. Hold on. That she made up in her brain because she got an attitude for whatever.
I'm apologizing and
Huh?
doing it.
You telling me that woman, you getting something from that woman? Good luck.
Yo,
apologize.
listen, let me tell you something.
luck.
Let me explain something to y'all.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Me and Robin had it out Sunday night here before the show.
Did y'all?
Yes, we did.
Wait, y'all
and we
did
went
How long
through
y'all
it.
been together?
Hold on. No one trying to be funny.
No.
Listen,
No,
we
they're
had
not
it.
having- they're not doing it here.
Yo,
We
did you hear these jokers?
Listen, whatever.
Jesus Christ.
We had it out.
No, they didn't. No.
We had it out before the
Had it
show.
out, not had sex. Had it out.
We had it out before the show.
Yes.
We argued all the way from here to north.
I figured, yeah.
When she got ready to get out the car and I looked at that backside, I said, baby, get back in the car. I'm sorry.
I ain't talking about you went with somebody for 6 months or a year. I'm talking about you been with somebody for 20.
And it's going to be like that.
Years,
It's
and
going to be
never had
like
no
that.
other vagina from nobody else.
Listen,
I
my
ain't talking
eyes
about
are
that
hazel,
new
and
snap.
they see very
bro.
clearly.
That's
long as I'm
new-
able to see that
that's
around
new
it,
relationship.
I'm going to apologize.
Listen, I hear your point, bruh. I hear your point. We got a call. Oh, Lord.
Jesus.
Caller from the
Male or
908.
female?
State your name, where you calling from. You're on the Man Cave Afternoon Show.
Tasha Wise.
Hey, Tasha. Welcome to the show. Let's clap it up for Tasha.
Hi, Tasha.
Hello, everybody. I am
Strong
on
J.
fire over here. I totally disagree with Dennis and totally agree with Wu. Since when is sex spiritual and mental? They're not separate? I
Yes.
disagree.
Oh,
One has nothing
say
to
that
do with
again?
the other.
Say
And I
that
agree
again?
with
Wait,
Wu.
wait. Say
When
that
you're
again
married
about-
and you've been married for a long period of time, sex isn't necessarily a factor.
Right.
Agreed.
I didn't say it was. I didn't say it was. I said for me. Now, if that don't work for
but
you and
Dennis,
yours,
you
that's
went
you.
there with the it's spiritual, mental. You went way too.
No,
They're
you didn't hear
separate.
what I
One
said.
has nothing
You
to
didn't hear
do.
what I said.
If that's the case, everybody that's creeping around here is in love and it's spirit. That's not
Hold
the
on.
case. I disagree.
I'm about to shut this down. I didn't say that sex was.
And I owe you one
spiritual.
anyway from the last time
That's
I called
why
in.
you did
Go ahead.
That's why you did that. That's why you did that.
Let's
I
go.
know. But, no, but all jokes aside.
Hey, woman. Hey, woman.
All jokes aside, that's not what I said. What I said was, I said when you are intimately involved and you're in the bed and there's space in between y'all, I said when you are intimate with somebody, that's spiritual and sexual. And as far as the person, it's up to the person how their sex life is. So if my sex life is spiritual and mental and physical, for me, it's for me. It may not work for you and your husband. But for me, it's not about the sex. It's not about the sex. In reference to that's what it's all about. And I know you were messing with me, but you still made a good point. It's not just about the sex. I was saying for me, I was bringing a little humor into how I get through my situations. That my focus is on the woman I'm with, not looking outside of that. Thank you very much, Miss Tasha.
All right.
Whatever, and I'm not going to go there about my personal sex life because I've been married for 15 years, so something's working. I'm just going to say that. Shout out to my husband. No,
Salute.
seriously though,
Salute.
I do still agree with Will that when you're married, sex is not necessarily a huge.
It comes and it goes.
And you're employed. Now, if you're not employed, then that's different. You got a lot of time on your hands, right?
And you got
but you're
kids.
employed, gainfully employed, yada yada yada. It's not as important.
Now, you know what, Tasha? Stay tuned because I'm about to break something down because I've been married now. I'm going on 3 years being married, and I'm gonna keep it 300 right now on the Man Cave afternoon show. So you're gonna hear some things. Let me take this next call. Tasha, thank you for calling in.
Salute.
Caller from the 609. State your name where you calling from. You on the Man Cave afternoon show. Caller from the 609. 609.
They changed their mind.
Going once.
Maybe they're having
See, I'm
sex
gonna
as we
start talking
speak.
about sex because I'm the only sexual healthy person in here. So.
No,
wow.
Oh, Jesus
So you
Christ.
think?
Everybody attacking me because I got a healthy sex life.
Wow.
All right.
No.
So now, okay. So let's keep it 300, man.
Too funny.
So
Too funny.
let's talk about courting. I'm gonna take y'all on a little journey.
Way different.
Let's talk about courting. So you courting. Hey, oh my God, I'm attracted to her. She attracted to you. You love her conversation. She loves your conversation. You date. You go out for a while and do all of that. And you guys are enjoying each other's company. It gets serious. You start staying over her house. She starts staying over your house, whatever like that. You guys get deeply involved. Whatever. You decide to say, let's get married. Let's get married. I love you.
Right.
You love me.
Yep.
I want to spend the rest of my life with you. I want to spend the rest of my life with you. Yeah, we all happy. We all good. Whatever. You know what I'm saying? There are certain habits and certain representations that we do in the beginning. You know what I'm saying? That's okay. Well, I'm cook for you. I'm gonna make sure I massage you down. Make sure I rub your back. Make sure you good. Whatever.
The compromise
like that.
should always be
You
active.
know what? Yeah, I'm gonna make sure you good. I'm gonna make sure I make you your little lunch before you go to work. Do this, whatever like that. We're gonna play in the morning. I'm gonna make you get mad at me because I make you late.
We're gonna play in the morning.
I'm gonna make you get mad at me because I make you late for work.
Yeah.
And because I'm doing a little pokey on the side, blah 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 in the morning, whatever. All that's the good, beautiful stuff that we love. The reality to it is that real life kicks in.
Exactly.
Real life kicks in, and then okay, you're working.
I disagree.
Your grind is harder. My grind is harder. I work for myself, so every day is a struggle for me because I have my own business. You know what I'm saying? So I'm thinking of ways in this to bring in money and to keep things flowing or whatever like that, and just to keep things going. You doing what you doing. Then we got things at the house to keep a house and maintain a house up. And a lot of people don't know. And to maintain and keep a mortgage going and repairs on the house. And P, you can understand. You can relate to this. You know what I'm saying? You putting in work, you doing this or whatever like that. Things slow down.
That's BS.
No, things slow down. We all are human. So now, listen. So even if the sex stops, and going back to Tasha Wise, Folk Wise point, even if the sex slows down, even if it stops, you still have to maintain a level of intimacy. Now, do you force? Listen to me. Do you force the level of intimacy, or should it just be natural?
No.
Feel me? So the level of intimacy should just be natural. Whether you sitting on the couch, watching TV, or watching a
Call
movie.
Everest online. You talking a damn commercial right now.
No, this is real talk. Whether you sitting on the couch, watching TV, that's intimacy. If you holding each other and hugging each other, whatever like that, and your legs on her legs and vice versa, that's intimacy. All of that, you know what I'm saying, is like things that are necessary when other things may not be popping. If you just laying up in the bed having a great conversation with each other, whatever, like talking to each other, holding hands or whatever, like that's intimacy. That's what I'm saying. Stop getting confused with what sex is and what intimacy is. All right, intimacy will keep you always in the game and keep y'all talking and communicating, whatever like that. Just sex.
Because
think
sex
about
necessarily
it.
is not intimacy.
How many times you had sex with somebody you really don't like?
Yeah,
exactly.
All right, in life.
Right.
Let's keep it 300.
Right, but
had a big booty and a smile.
When I kept saying I don't agree, is because again the word excuses. We have to stop using excuses. Like, okay, so who cares that you work 15 hours? Who cares that you went from work and had to go and run to some unexpected emergency, whatever the case is? At the end of the day, you raising your hand. But what I'm saying is this: the same people that say the same people that say, oh, these are the
Caller
reasons.
from the 609. Hold on for 1 second.
The same people that say these are the reasons why intimacy lacks are the same ones that will sit here and say, nah, but you got to understand, sometimes I'll be tired. Sometimes I work 15 hours. Sometimes I do this. Sometimes then those are the same people that will sit here and say, oh, but when I went home, she didn't do this and she didn't do that. So you can't sit here and say in one breath and contradict yourself and say, oh, that because time is consuming and things get busy and whatever. At the end of the day, that's like saying you can't sit here and complain and say, I got busy, but my wife lacked on this. But then you can sit here in the same breath and complain and say, oh, she got busy and she was too tired to give me so-and-so. And I'm not saying sex. I'm saying some form of admiration, some type of form of intimacy, whether it's laying in bed watching a movie and you're holding hands, or she might rub your head so you fall asleep.
It don't take much to display admiration.
No. What I'm saying is this. But what I'm saying is this. What you just said was a contradiction. You can't say in the same breath, oh, yeah, hi, ho, whatever. I need intimacy. I need affection. I need whatever. But then say in the same breath, but you have to understand that sometimes we get tired.
Let's take the call. Then I want to respond to her.
You sound crazy.
Take the call.
I want to respond.
Oh, you too. I want to respond to what she said.
Caller from the 609.
Contradiction.
State your name. Where you calling from? You on the Man Came on the show.
What's up, BKS1 family? This is your girl, Linus Royce.
Hey, mama.
Yo, I'm coming in with the roar and the scratches. I can't wait for me and Wu to do a show together. But anyway,
you got my nerves, yeah.
I'm here for
I got 20 plus years in. You know what I'm saying? And I'm still young, and my body's still vibrant. So when I want it, I want it. There ain't no excuse.
Hello.
There's no excuses. And you know what I'm saying? That goes both ways. But I mean, it's like what's that word? Intimacy is more than just, you know. It's all type of intimacy. I like to be held. I like to be cuddled. And if you can't give me that, I got an attitude.
Right.
I got an attitude. So I think once that fire goes out, there is a problem. But you can be married more 20 years or 80 years, whatever. You still got some of the people that got their freaky in them. And it don't just have to be humping, but it has to be holding, kissing, snuggling. You still have to have that. You still have to have it. That's important.
So no, I agree. With you. Let me tell you something.
I do too.
I'm a freak by nature.
Yes.
That's why. That's why I know that when my drive or my desire stops, I know there's a problem somewhere. Yeah. There's a problem somewhere with me emotionally or mentally, somewhere, whatever like that, because I feel either stressed out from some ish my mate may be doing, or some things that I'm going on. And dealing with in life or whatever like that. But what I'm saying is a good mate sees these signs and sees some of the things that you're dealing with and recognizes that you're dealing with this stress, or recognizes that, damn, maybe I could be putting the stress on you and I don't want to do that because I love you. Let me change some of my habits or some of the things I'm doing, or let me check myself. And that's the thing. The biggest problem with anybody with any situation, any relationship, when a person feels as though that they don't contribute to the problems.
Say that.
The biggest problem
and if it's not fixed and addressed, then it can send it a whole nother avenue. Let's be real with it.
Exactly.
If a person is not getting satisfied or being taken care of, it can go a whole nother avenue.
So
well, let me make it. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Go.
So if I may, the conversation initially was not about intimacy, everybody. The conversation was about sex. That was the initial conversation, and I made the assertion that when you've been married for a long, long time, the sex stops. That's what the conversation was about.
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. Nuh-uh, please. No, it doesn't.
Can I please finish? Can I please finish? Can I please finish? Now, people agree, people disagree. Then they got on their Dr. Phil ish about intimacy and relationships and who's in the problem, it's that and the other. So I'm gonna give myself as a personal example. I got a white liver. I'm very a sexual person, and I'm very affectionate. I happen to marry a person that was the same exact way. Let me tell you when sex. Hold on. Let me tell you when sex stopped. My in-laws moved in. Number one.
Gotta do it.
I let y'all talk. My kids became teenagers. People had substance abuse problems. Bills came up. I had to work double shifts. I got evicted from the thing because it wasn't. All of these things happened. And you're gonna tell me, no, that doesn't matter. We're gonna still keep what we gotta do. And listen. There's no one. They call me Thirsty Jenkins. I wear my sexuality on my sleeve. They make fun of me because of that. But you guys all are being disingenuous. I ain't talking about somebody you've been with for 2 years, 6 months, whatever. I said married with kids. Yes. Kids that grow up to an adult with all of that. I got arrested. I drank. I stole a car. I had weed. Tuition payment gotta get due. I gotta work extra shifts. Now you're all sitting up here and telling me that no. We schooled like the first time.
But do you know sometimes when you're so stressed out, you want to go jump off a bridge? Sometimes sex is the best thing to calm your nerves down.
Lucretia, say that. Say that, Lucretia.
Don't try to have sex sometime, and it will bring that energy down, baby. It relaxes you.
I'm so glad.
The lack of sex will drive you crazy. The lack of sex too will drive a person crazy. Damn.
Yeah, it can. But see, I just want to go back to the whole intimacy thing.
I had sex with people I hate.
Yeah, I have.
So have I. We're not talking about that kind of sex.
But listen, man. Listen, are we gonna have real talk here on the show or not?
We have a real talk.
So I had sex with people I don't like or whatever like that, and then there was no emotional involvement at all, whatever like that. So we know. Listen, there is sex, there is effing, and there's making love.
Right.
Yes. All right.
Facts.
So can we be 100 here?
Yes.
All right.
A man F somebody he don't like.
There is sex, there is effing, and there is making love or whatever. So my whole thing when I'm married, I want 2 of those 3. I want making love and I want effing. Right?
Yes.
Right.
I'm married. So all right, because sex, you can have sex with somebody. Think about it. We're not talking about sex, and no disrespect, but
for real.
There's a difference.
But rape and sexual misconduct and all that shit, that's sex.
That's sex.
Exactly.
Rape is sex.
That's sex.
Agreed.
So we're not
speaking
talking about
it, but still.
Right. So now when we're talking about this thing here, this is the thing. So going back to the correlation with intimacy in sex. We know in a marriage, especially you talking about 20 years.
20 years.
You've been married 20 years. Okay, I'm going on 3.
Gotta have intimacy.
So my thing is, out of going on 3, P, how long you been married?
6.
Woo, you're divorced, but how long was you married?
15 years.
That's it.
How long were you married?
9.
How long were you married?
Say what now?
Oh,
she said, so
who
was
married? Oh, my bad.
You ain't asked me before I was in the relationship. I was married before.
Dennis, how long?
12 years, and we still was getting it in up until the time I walked out the door.
Okay, all right. So you had sex with somebody you didn't like anymore.
It wasn't
Exactly.
about. It wasn't. No, that's your interpretation.
You said until the time you walked out the door, bro.
No,
If you wouldn't have walked out the door, if you liked it, you still been there.
Bro.
First of all, let
You
me.
had sex with somebody you didn't like.
Oh, y'all ain't gonna trip me up because I know exactly what I'm saying.
You said until the time you walked out.
You know what? I was making a
Strong J.
Let him make the point.
I was making a point.
Let Dennis make the point.
It wasn't about not liking or liking her. To me, it was my job as her husband.
When it becomes a job.
However you handle yours, you handle yours. It was my job. It was my job to handle what I was supposed to handle while I was married.
While I was
married.
For that
now,
job.
hold on.
You getting paid for that job?
No, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that we all take marriage different. That's
No,
why people
no.
creep in their marriage. That's why people creep in their marriage, because they talk that marriage stuff.
Yes, bring me a
Who
Whopper
that?
Jr.
They talk
Somebody
that
call
marriage stuff, but they creep, and it be obvious.
That ain't no damn
I don't
job.
have that issue.
Yeah.
And it ain't got nothing to do with how long I've been in a relationship. It's the value of what I put on the person that I'm with.
Call it for the 646. Hold on.
6 months or 20 years, it's still the same value of who I am and how I'm sharing myself with them. So all y'all that are sitting around struggling to do it, that's your problem. I'm not dealing with that. I'm going to get it in. Most of the people that are having these problems, are on their way out of a marriage.
You said that was your job.
That's right. It was my job until it was
you
no longer my
out
job.
the door, and that was your job, bro.
I didn't mean it in the way you read it.
No, but
I was saying that I went it up until the time that I was no longer married. I made sure I did my job as a husband. Some of y'all should try that.
Salute.
Okay.
Go on, let's take the call, and I still want to make a comment about intimacy.
Call it from the 646. State your name where you calling from. You on the Man Cave Afternoon Show.
Hello.
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 How y'all doing?
Oh, no.
All right. We are. Oh, wow.
What's up with that green stuff y'all got going on in the cup?
That's my sister.
Don't worry.
What are you talking about?
Wait,
that's why the conversation going like it's going.
That's my big sister. I asked her to call in because I needed her input on this.
Hi, boo.
Can we properly introduce her
Yes.
to the show?
Yes.
Y'all gonna
We
learn radio
absolutely
etiquette.
can. Hello, everybody.
Hello,
this is
hello.
Shartae,
Thank you,
calling from
Shartae.
NYC,
Salute.
Midtown, currently Spanish Harlem raised.
Yes.
All
How
right.
may I help you?
So
She
now,
said, "Matt, help me."
so listen, chime in and give me
Okay,
some of your
talk to
insight
me.
on the topic, please. Talk to me.
You're going to have to start me off. All I heard was sex and
No.
this. I missed the beginning.
We're basically talking about intimacy,
And the reason
versus
why.
intimacy versus you know what I'm saying, sex and how important it is in a relationship. But what we're really talking about
Or signs.
that
You know that it's
relationships
over.
die.
Right.
That you know that it's over.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
What are some of the signs to
Okay.
you, and what do you think is some of the biggest problems?
Distance is the first one.
Okay,
Yes.
go ahead.
Lack of communication.
Yes.
That's forefront.
Yes.
But intimacy is key.
Yes.
Very much.
Because like I did hear Norm, not that I needed to know, Miss Sandy, just putting your business out there. Talking about how much you a freak. But
Wow.
no,
I get
but
you.
You gotta have a little fun.
Yes.
You gotta be a little freak sometimes.
Yes.
But intimacy is definitely key. It can't just be all nasty and gritty and sweaty,
Right.
Like the lady Baby D related that said
Call it from the
she like
404. Hold on a
hugged and
second.
kissed and everybody wants. I mean, not everybody's intimacy is definitely not everybody's like homegirl don't like people playing on the phone. It's not hard. It don't have to be hard.
Excuse me, Shartae.
Hold on, Shartae. Hold on.
Call
Shartae,
it from
hold
the
on.
404. Turn your radio down in the back, please.
Who?
Call
you.
it,
Hold
no,
on,
call
Shartae.
it from the 404. Turn your radio down in the back, and we're letting caller from the 646 speak right now, and we got you on the line. We got you. So hold on.
Go ahead, Shartae.
So yeah, intimacy. Like I said, intimacy, you have to have it because it's kind of like the yin and the yang. You have to have balance. It's good and bad. You have to have balance. There's the times where you have to be loving. You have to be considerate and passionate and caring and attentive to the other person there with you. And then there's the times, let hell break loose, break some furniture, move some stuff, and kind of find the balance. But then when you say, how do you notice? The signs are always there, whether you want to see them or not, whether you want to deny it, or whatever the case may be. You see it. Like I said, the distance.
Right.
You don't talk as much.
Right.
You don't look for the person as much.
Right.
Those times when in the middle of the night, you kind of have that feeling when the person got a little itch or got a little, desire going on.
Right.
And when
Absolutely.
those things you don't see them, you know it.
Right.
Yeah.
You
Absolutely.
know it. A person can sleep but so much.
Yeah, I ain't gonna tell you.
You know what I mean? Next to another person and know, like, okay, what's good with you?
Yeah.
Sis.
So unless you ask, it's going to just keep going like that. And then what happens? Somebody's going to turn around and you got 3 other broads. I almost said something else. I don't know if y'all guys curse or there's a B button on this thing.
No,
but.
we're good.
Sis, I want you to settle us.
And thanks for calling in.
Okay, yeah, so if you got other bitches out there and you got other dudes out there that's trying to fulfill what you're not doing inside, then there's a problem because it should never get to the point where you have to go elsewhere. Unless
Right.
that's your bag and that's what y'all do, then so be that too.
Yeah.
Again,
No doubt.
The tree has many branches.
Yep.
Absolutely.
You know, but it's all about what you accept and what you allow.
Thank you.
Wow.
Sharte, thanks for calling in, Mama. We're going to clap you up.
That's my opinion.
No doubt. We're going to go to the next caller. Caller from the 646.
Love you.
State your name when you're calling from.
Love you.
I'm sorry.
Bye, guys.
Cash Money.
Hey,
Cash
Cash.
Money.
Hello, everybody.
Peace.
Hey, sweetie.
What's up, Cash?
I'm like with my sweetheart over there. I'm like, if you got a brother out there working, 100 hours, that shouldn't dismiss what you do at home. Whatever you're doing extra shouldn't be taken away from, what you're doing at home. Whether it's the intimacy, whether it's the cooking, your everyday life at home shouldn't be interrupted by your outside life.
Absolutely.
Just like you said a couple of shows ago, Norm. It's like your home is your safe haven.
Yes. Should be.
I just said that.
Supposed to be, yes.
Yes.
Definitely.
I agree.
Yeah, so it shouldn't. What it said is like it's true. Like if the like my granddad used to say, whatever it took for you to get her, you got to keep on doing it.
What?
Yeah, but that works both ways.
Say that one more time, caller. Say that last part one more time.
Whatever it took for you to get her, it's the same thing it's going to take for you to keep her.
I say that all the time, my brother.
That's a two-way street, though.
Absolutely.
That's right.
There you go.
It's a two-way street. It's a two-way street, right? But sometimes you have to, let's say, toe the line, right? You may be giving 100%, right? Or you may be giving 70%, and she only can give 30%. But next week, you may be depleted, and she pick up that extra weight.
Thank you.
And it all balances out. Just like my sweetheart sister said, it all balances out.
Yeah.
In the end. You just got to get to the end of the race to see where all the balance went. You can't chalk up the end of the race in the middle of the run.
Exactly.
True.
And I feel like even if it is 30%, you got to make it the best 30% you could possibly get. Because once that diminishes, it's like what is their love?
So while I agree that we're on a radio show and we discuss relationships all the time,
right?
We talk about intimacy and how can we and how come this and how come that, and that's good. And this is what we do here on the show. Here's my assertion, however. Here's my assertion. I put it out there that when you've been married for 20 years, there are things that can affect your sex life. One of the things I said, and I'm going to repeat myself, in-laws can affect you.
Yes.
Illness can affect you.
Yes.
Stress can affect you. Not paying bills can affect you. Having a child that's in jail can affect you. Trying to put your, dealing with teenagers can affect you. Right? I'm not denying. I feel like we got off track here. I feel like we got off track.
No. I'm with you. I'm with you 100% because you said sex, right? But let me go over to my man over there.
Let me just finish my point.
Let Wu make his point.
Because I've been listening. Okay.
Let Wu make his point real quick.
One of the things we are here is transparent. So big up to everybody that can screw for 25 years straight and bang, 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 bang all the time,
only
every day. And I'm not disrespecting nobody,
and
right? But for the rest of us, because my point is this, I got a white liver. I was with a chick with a white liver as well. Guess what happened? It goes up and down, and it's disingenuous for people to say that it doesn't go up and down.
Yes,
I'm talking about sex now, not intimacy and not the sons, and you got to do this and you got to do that. That stuff, married men and married women have been married for a long time. Sometimes you have this amount of sex. Sometimes you have that amount of sex.
Okay.
Tell me I'm lying.
No.
Okay.
Thank you. That's all I was trying to say.
Right? But what I'm going to say is this. Like, I don't care if my in-laws in there, if my kids are in there. By the words of the famous Kevin Hart, Father, you're going to learn today.
Thank you, brother.
All right.
Lock the key up and lock that
I'm telling you, nobody likes talking about sex and relationships.
All right.
Nobody likes talking
I'm
about
with you. Nobody likes to talk about sex.
It's downplayed.
You know what? I've been trying to make this. I've been trying to make this point of intimacy probably about 20 minutes. So I'm gonna make it real quick.
Go ahead.
This is my issue with women and intimacy because I spoke on the show earlier. Intimacy with men versus intimacy with women are two totally different things. I mean, they're the same. They're the same, but they're different. like a woman's intimacy,
They're
like
different.
she could feel that is all throughout this. She could feel like Lucretia say, I need hugs, I need kisses, I need that kind of affirmation. So does like 99.9% of the other women. But sometimes it's just the timing that you need this intimacy. Like I could be pulling an engine out of a car.
Oh my God.
Right? And my wife will come like, hey babe, like I need you to come give me hugs and kisses.
Nah, that don't work.
Like, yeah,
because I'm talking like you know what I said before. We go by logistics. We go by you seeing us, the signal. You see us working hard. Women think we supposed, and don't hold this against me, sweetheart, but women think we supposed to hold a crystal ball, like we supposed to know when they hot, and they just sitting around there with their big fuzzy house coat on.
I agree to some degree.
You don't.
Okay, I'm gonna say this.
About to say something. Let me
Hold
shut
on,
up.
I'm gonna say this. I have to agree with Cass to a certain degree because a lot of women, right? I'm not saying all of us, but a lot of women do have this thing where they feel like y'all supposed to be mind readers, right?
Yes,
absolutely. But then hold on, in the same token, a lot of y'all think that we're supposed to be mind readers, and that comes with, like my sister said, lack of communication. Yeah. And I also feel like with the pre-show, right? We discussed too much pillow talking before you even hit the pillow. When you first meet somebody, I've had situations where I first met somebody and it's like, you know, you have the conversation, you get to know one another, whatever the case is, and dudes will talk, oh, when I get to you, I'm gonna do this, whatever, right? But then when you finally get with this person, hold up, because no phone ringing. When you finally get with this person and you realize all this shit I was talking don't match up with my actual real life, and I got with a chick that her sex drive might be 25,000 times way worse than mine is, right? So now this woman is expecting all this crap you was talking ahead of time, right? So realistically speaking, women don't have a problem with understanding that, okay, you know what, you probably were trying to impress me.
Yeah.
And now that we're together, you gave me what you gave me, and I was content with that. You get what I'm saying? Like I'm the kind of person that I see this.
Caller from 208. Hold on for 1 second.
We can talk and we can share experiences. We can gas each other up all we want, right? But if I get with you and there's a lack of what you was selling, but you still match up to everything else, I could work with that. But like I said before, intimacy does not have to mean sex.
Facts.
It can mean something as simple as you. It can be something as simple as you coming home and understand that, you know what, yo, my man just worked 40 hours today, not even during the week. Like,
or he's dealing with something. Or he's dealing with something. He's stressing. Or one of his family members is sick. Or whatever.
Right.
Time to have sex.
Jesus Christ.
Or whatever the case may be.
Time to have sex.
See,
stop. But wait. But then the thing, but it goes vice versa. Like at the end of the day,
man, know your mate.
Hold on. And what I'm saying is, you have to know who you're with. If I know that I'm with somebody that I don't get, and I don't understand him, then there's no future in that. Yeah. But I know that if I understand who I'm with and I get that, you know what, it's not just me. It's not all about me. He goes to a job. He has family. He might have kids. He might have other situations. You know a fuck boy. You know when you see a fuck boy. Sorry for the language, but we know what it is. And you know a man when you got a man. F-boy. So at the end of the
we don't mind either way.
Yeah, I know my mouth. I'm sorry. I'm a sailor. But my whole thing is this: if I know that I'm gonna come home, if I know that I'm gonna come home to a man who's helping me pay bills, helping me raise our children or my child, because it could be anything.
Right.
I'm coming home to a man who might have lost his mother or might have been through something. Right. My job is to come home and say, how can I make my baby feel better? And it's vice versa. It's not just one sided.
You gotta play mommy sometimes.
Exactly. It's not one sided.
You gotta play mommy someday.
Exactly.
You gotta play the nurturer.
Yeah. And that's not diminishing. That's not emasculating a man. It's like, sometimes our men need that love too. But if you an asshole, I'm not giving you shit.
Cass, bro, thanks for calling in, bro. We gotta get to this next caller. We appreciate you.
I know you got another call, but y'all gonna mess up the whole forte because y'all ain't gonna get to the next subject.
We getting to it.
We sometimes don't do.
No doubt. We appreciate you, my good brother.
Respect.
One love. No doubt. Caller, just call back in. Yeah. Are you still on the line? Next caller.
It's like it's two-way street, yo. Come on.
Call back in. Phone number is
646-233-1302.
All right. Caller from the 208. State your name when you're calling from. You on the Man Cave Morning Show, afternoon show.
Hey, my name is Jesse, and I'm calling from Nashville. I got an issue with my man cave. My woman keeps trying to come in my man cave. I keep trying to say to her, "Hey, listen, this is a man cave. I got the sports posters up. I got the naked ladies. I got the little mini fridge. You know, this ain't for the ladies. And so what do I do, boys? How do I keep the ladies out of my man cave?
First of all, some of us like the man cave stuff, okay? We want to be a part
I'm
too.
going to tell you right now, caller. Tell your woman to stay the hell out your man cave. Because keyword, man.
Cave.
Whatever. Tell her to stay the hell out your man cave.
We got one room, it's yours.
Some of us actually built your man cave, so don't forget that.
I tried to tell her that. I tried to say it to her, and she said, hey, you know, we should be spending time together, and, you know, you shouldn't be trying to get away from me. We should actually be, you know, respecting each other and wanting to be with each other. And I said, get the hell out of my man cave. And she's like, hey, maybe we should go to a therapist and talk to a therapist or something like that, and like try to work through some of these issues. And I was like, maybe you should work in getting out of my man cave.
Well, you know what?
Wait a minute, caller. Where you calling from again?
Nashville.
Nashville.
I'm in Nashville. My name's Jesse.
Shout out to Nashville.
Salute.
We appreciate you. What's your name again?
My name's Jesse. Jesse, the Bronze Hammer.
Uncle Jesse.
Jesse. Jesse, we're going to put you on our wall of fame. Right now. Thank you for calling into the Man Cave Morning.
Thanks a lot, boys. I love you guys. Man.
We love you too. Thank you.
Love you too. Love Jesse.
But you know what's so funny about y'all men?
Something to say when y'all
you know what's so funny about y'all men that desire a man cave so much that you guys get so stuck on some of these like the broads that you've dealt with that you don't realize that sometimes you have a man cave in your woman and don't exercise that man cave, and that's the reason why you got problems now.
True, but you know what?
Because a room with a chair and an Xbox ain't gonna help you with problems like a woman can do. You know, on intimate levels. Don't say no, because you know it's true. Stop it.
But what women need to understand about a man cave and what men need to understand about a woman room or whatever they want to call it is that sometime in relationships, people just need to have a little bit of space,
a balance. Like Rome said, balance.
Exactly.
Balance.
It's not saying that I don't want to be around you,
right?
But sometimes you need to have space. I need to have my own space, and you need to have your own space, and then we need to have our space together.
Exactly.
Let me tell you something.
I agree with
that. That's just a fact. Everything's not going to always be about your partner.
So listen. I noticed, you know what I'm saying, my wife didn't drop any comments in the show today or whatever like that, whatever. Because, you know, sometimes when you know things or whatever may be pertaining to you or whatever the case may be, you won't comment or you won't whatever, you know, but hear me out on this, right? So it's funny you said balance in space, right?
You're right.
So here's my thing. On Sundays, right? So I really can't plan too many things Sunday. I got things popping. So I got to do Pam's show. We have Pam's World or whatever like that. So like if I plan my day, I have to plan it up to a certain point, and then I know I'm coming back into the station because I have to produce the show or whatever. And then Smooth P comes in right after me, or whatever, and does the dude show. Shout out to Dennis because he comes with the classics, and him and his girl, they rock out and they talk about serious issues to them. But now, with that being said, during that whole day, when I dip through in and out at the house, she lays on the couch, and she watches Monk. Right, so Monk that's because you kicked it out.
No, my feet been in the same spot the whole time. No,
Monk. I haven't seen that in a long time. I love that show. That's a great show.
Monk is a great show. Tony Shalhoub, I think his name is.
Yes.
Tony Shalhoub.
Well, listen,
great show.
Listen. So anyway, and we'll come back, people. So you're not seeing us, so we just gonna put it on the dude. You can't fix it when it's live.
Yeah.
Okay.
So anyway. I'm gonna carry y'all all over here.
No, listen. So here it is. She likes to watch Monk, right? She likes to, she likes to watch Monk.
Right, Monk. Yeah.
Yeah,
it's that show.
Yeah, it's a TV show, right? So she likes to watch Monk. She lays on the couch. She does what she does, whatever, and I leave her alone. That's her thing. I don't say I hate Monk, but that's not my thing.
Right.
To sit home and watch that. She watches back to back episodes of that, and she'll sit and she'll eat and whatever. That's her time. That's her time to do her thing and to do what she does and everything like that. So I fall back, and I come to the station and do what I got to do. Does that mean I'm feeling some type of way? Does that mean I love her any less? No, that's me acknowledging.
She needs time.
She, you know,
her time.
This your time. This your space. Whatever. That's your thing with the Monk thing. That's your thing. Like she turns on the Wayans brothers all the time. She turns on Martin all the time. Whatever like that. She watches things like religiously over and over again. yo, do you. So if I want to fall back and sit downstairs because you upstairs watching whatever like that, it's no love loss. It's that, yo, go do your thing. That's not, that's not me or whatever, But my whole thing is, you have to recognize when you need to come together and have your time together.
Yes. When that has to stop.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying.
Like you said, the balance. Yeah. Definitely need the balance. Yes.
No, I was just sitting over here the whole time, and I was just thinking and listening. And all I'm gonna say is this: relationships aren't hard. We as people are.
True, I'll give you that. Yeah.
Relationships are not hard. Yeah. It's wherever you are. It's going to show how you are, how you deal with whether it's a woman dealing with a man or a man dealing with a woman. It's going to always show based on where you are. So relationships aren't difficult. Marriages aren't difficult. What is difficult is people that don't. I wouldn't call it a takedown. I wouldn't call it a takedown because I could be. I could be a difficult MFer at times.
Yeah, exactly.
Seriously.
I'd say the same. Yeah, I know.
I could be a difficult MFer, but
I know that.
The woman I'm with understands that, and because she understands that, it makes me step down.
Exactly.
It makes me step down. And I'm telling you, bro, and this is not to anybody listening or anything. The reason why people aren't successful in keeping people is because of where their mind is.
Facts.
And I'm not saying that to people listening. I don't want nobody to think I'm judging y'all. I'm
no,
not.
You're right. No,
I'm just
you're
talking
exactly
about
right,
just pretending like nobody I'm talking to listening. That's one of the things, man. Relationships, marriages, engagements, they're not hard. We as people are.
It's honestly, to be honest with you, a lot of the times people are their worst enemy when it comes down to relationships.
I totally agree.
Because of one could be expectations that they're looking for that they're not willing to step forward and do. Because everybody wants this perfect man or the perfect woman. But what are you doing to become that same person that you want? It's funny because I seen a meme one day about, females like, for a man to date me, he gotta have this, he gotta have that, he gotta drive this kind of car, have this house, gotta make this much money, and blah 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 blah. And then they showed a picture where she lived, her mattress, she got a mattress on the floor, she eating ramen noodles for dinner. So it's like you have these super high expectations of this man who needs to, come swoop you off your feet, but you got a bus pass. So he has to drive a Mercedes S550, but you got a bus pass. It's like you can't want caviar on a sardine paycheck. You know what I'm saying? Like it doesn't even out. You know what I'm saying? So people you gotta be realistic in your relationship goals and what you're expecting and what you're putting out into the forefront also.
And truthfully, what you just said is what I had to look at personally about me. I'm done. I'm listening from now on.
I think that in conclusion, in all relationships, we should be compassionate.
Yes.
For one another.
I totally agree.
We should be agree. We should be able to put the needs of our spouse above our needs. We should be able to delay gratification.
Yes.
Not only be compassionate, but be understanding as well. So to go back to what my brother P said, if you see the brother dropping a transmission in the garage, perhaps that's not the right time
to need hugs and kisses.
Number one. Number two, let us not also forget
needs above hers.
Let us not also forget that your partner could be feeling sexy and you don't, or you could be feeling sexy and they don't. What then? Compassion dictates. Okay, babe. You not about that life right about now. I'm gonna go do it. You see what I'm saying? These are the type of issues that I want us to bring up in honesty and earnestness to say, listen, these type of things happen. Now, of course, I want things to be right, but the part of the show is that we're honest about these are real people with real problems.
Yes.
Right. And lastly, the chemical reaction that you had with your mate when you first met him.
The endorphins.
Those endorphins, that drug, that dopamine fix that you catch no longer exists after 20 years. I'm so sorry. That's why I normally be like, don't be lazy. Spice up your relationship. You got to Why? Because chemically, you don't have that type of thing popping off.
It's oxytocin.
Oxytocin.
Right.
No, listen. Let's drop it.
Right.
It's oxytocin.
Yes, sir.
And it wears off after like
6 months.
It does.
That's science.
180 days.
But you know what? Not for nothing, Woo.
Exactly.
Yes,
Not for nothing. I feel like if we can all just be adults, right? I think if we could all just be adults, and if women can stop looking at men, right, or the man that you're with, like they're everybody else, like they're every other man that you've dealt with.
Clap yourself up.
Not everybody is gonna be the same dude you mess with.
Yes.
And with men, not every woman is gonna be
the one
abroad that you dealt with in the prior.
Right.
So my thing is like even if it does come with disappointment, I feel like in every relationship, you have to give your all.
Yes.
You have to give every bit of energy and every bit of shit talking you do when you first meeting this person, whether it's shit talking or not, right? Give that. Because at the end of the day, whether they disappoint you or you disappoint them, at least you gave it your all, and you can say, "I tried."
Yes.
Right? Because everybody's not the same, and we know that. So
And
you can't
for
treat
women-
you can't treat your main as your past, because your past is a bunch of clowns, or vice versa. And you can have a king in front of you, treat him like a jester.
And for women,
you gotta stop doing that.
And for women, in
and getting
conclusion,
lazy for no damn reason. Stop being lazy.
And for women, we are psychological, spiritual beings as well.
Just as well as
so this
exactly.
idea
Exactly, I'll clap it up
that
for
we
you.
want sex 24 hours a day
It's false.
7 days a week. Now, if you get a 16-year-old,
realistic.
if you get a 16-year-old, you get a 17-year-old, you get a 20-year-old, but a responsible man that's in his 40s, even if he's in the greatest shape in the world, stop thinking that we're trying to withhold sex.
Yes.
If we stressing out, if we got to take care of business, that doesn't mean that we're looking at another person or
Right.
something's wrong
Right.
with us and all stuff.
My brother
Women need
said,
to stop
my
that,
brother said
yo.
insecurity and pride are like the biggest
Stop doing that.
Let me tell you something.
And
Let me
stuff
tell-
going wrong.
Let me tell you something. Y'all want to be transparent?
Yes,
Please.
that's why we here.
Call me Casper.
I
Y'all,
agree.
y'all,
Thank you, babe.
y'all want me to have an argument later?
No.
I don't want you to have an argument.
But,
No.
But check this out.
No.
Real talk. Real talk. So what I realized, no, listen.
I'm listening.
What I realized, my wife being the age she is, right? And me being the age I am. Right?
Yes.
So I realized that women do go through something we know as menopause.
Right. Yes.
Right. So
Facts.
So with menopause, that brings all types of
Change.
mood swings and
Mood
changes.
Mood
and
swings,
this and-
physical.
yeah, and what is it? Not estrogen changes.
Yes.
and
Yes,
this
sir.
and that,
Yes,
whatever,
sir.
Whatever the case
Increasing.
may be.
Chemical
So-
imbalances.
Chemical imbalances. So the more and more I look at these things and research or whatever, and certain behaviors I've been dealing with,
kinda
right?
gotta do that.
Because at certain points, real talk. You want me to have real talk?
Yes,
I've
yes,
been feeling.
of course.
I feel like sometimes I'm like, damn, my wife treat me like shit.
Right.
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 Like she treat me like shit, and she don't even realize I feel like shit sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Like boom, you know I don't get the whatever confidence or whatever like that. I go other places and whatever I do this entertainment thing and oh no, Storm, we love you, blah blah blah. Oh, you sexy, oh you handsome, you this, you that, whatever like that. So you really. A man that loves his wife really don't care about what he hears from the outside.
Clap it up.
Totally
Women,
agree.
listen to this.
Totally
He wants to
agree.
hear
Listen
that.
to this, women.
Totally
He wants to
agree.
hear that from his wife.
Right.
You know
Listen
what?
to this.
Right?
Yes.
Not to cut the story up, but it's funny that you
Yes.
say that because just the other day, as you know, I've been putting up this fence in my house probably almost a month now. I've been piecing it together when I can in between all of
Working.
this freaking work and rain
Right.
and everything else that's been going on, right? So my wife is just amazed, like, oh baby, you know, like I'm so proud, like I'm so amazed at this job you do, and da da da, and I'm so grateful, da da, and you know I love you, and I was like, yeah, I was like, thank you, but I said, you know what, I said, I think you appreciate me more now than you do before. I was like, I don't think that you appreciated the things that I did before. I
Brought to the
said,
table.
now you give me affirmation, because like you said, people know what I could do. Like I'm very skilled with my hands.
Right,
if it has
right,
something
right,
to do with my hands,
You could
I
do
pretty
it.
much could probably do it. Whether
Right,
it's dealing
right.
with cars, whether it's doing motorcycles,
Right,
whether
right,
it's
right.
doing with
House,
building
right.
houses, whatever. Like so I'm very skilled with my hands, and you know I always do a lot. I work on all of our cars. I do work on my house. Blah 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 blah. And she's like, it took her back a little bit. Like what do you mean by that? And she like to the point where she brought the conversation back up to me later on. Like, well, what did you mean by that, babe? What did you mean by that? And I said, well, honestly, I said, I don't think that you appreciate the stuff that I did before. I said, but I do think now that you appreciate it because you see it and you say more now about it than you before. Before it was like, oh, well, you should have been doing it anyway. Like that was kind of like the attitude that I got. Well, you should have did it anyway. Versus, do you understand what I'm doing and how
And what it takes for me to do
how
it.
most men can't do
what I do.
what I'm doing. And it would take others to do it. Like Do you see
And
the
money.
Do you see the do you see the value in that? And I don't think that she did, and I think she does more so now. And I just and I didn't mean anything by it, but I was just like, you know what,
Can I say something
I
real quick?
appreciate that.
Real quick.
Go ahead, I want you to finish your thought.
I'm sorry. I
just
mean
wanna
to cut
say
you
this.
off.
So you hear all the conversation we having,
Right.
Yes.
Go ahead.
You see the wonderful comments. Shout out to everybody that's making a comment.
True that.
On my Facebook page. And,
Yes.
and shout out to everybody on whatever platform you listen to BKS1 Radio. All right. So you hear everything that Dennis is saying, everything that Will was saying, everything that P is saying, everything that Kiss is saying, that I'm saying, right?
Right.
You don't hear these conversations on NBC.
No.
You ain't lying,
course
brother.
not.
You
No.
ain't lying.
On BLS.
Nope.
Yeah.
You're not lying.
On Kiss.
Nope, they
on,
phony.
Sorry, there's no Kiss no more. I said
Right.
that purposely.
Right.
On Hot 97.
There's only one kiss.
On Hot 97.
Yes.
On 105. You don't hear these conversations on the BT.
Right.
You don't hear these real conversations.
Right.
This Man Cave Morning Show is not
Keep
like
it 100.
BT's.
Keep it
Man
100.
Cave.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is,
Yes.
this is why we do this.
Right,
Because
right.
y'all don't get this nowhere else.
Right.
So this is why, again, this platform needs to be all over. And shout out to even Jada with the red table, because
Yes,
I
for real.
respect that.
Yes,
because
yes,
these
yes.
y'all-
Yo,
y'all-
that's fire.
Because y'all bring a
Right.
certain level of transparency
And truth.
and truth to people. And this is what we do.
Right,
You know what I'm
right.
saying? So my thing is, when you hear me share something that
Personal,
I'm going through,
Personal.
or whatever, or something that P may be going through, or Wu may be going through, or even his past, or just
Right.
or Dennis, or Kiss, or whatever like that. Trust me, my thing is we're saying this because it may help somebody else.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
In their situation, in their life. Go ahead.
Right, and I'm just from a female perspective, because I'm the only girl here. Like, I've experienced certain things where I had to learn that even if I am going through a change, right, a womanly change, and I'm being as real as possible.
Yeah, because it's real.
We
It's
have to understand.
real.
We have to understand that certain things that we go through, certain physical alterations, certain health changes, or whatever the case is, it should not give you the reason or the excuse. I say the excuse because to me it's an excuse. It should not give you an excuse to sit back and say, because what we've learned, right? What we've been educated about as far as like different things, like such things like you mentioned, menopause, or men feeling emasculated, or old age, or whatever it is, right? We have to stop consuming ourselves with the reality of what that could be, and separate ourselves from it to say, you know what, I'm not going to become this. I was diagnosed with anxiety depression in 2005, okay? And it's something that I deal with. I actually do deal with, because I lost my mother, my father, my aunt was murdered. I went through a lot of shit. I've seen a lot of shit that I probably shouldn't have seen, right? But at the same time, when it comes to relationships, and when it comes to even dealing with my daughter, my grandson, and my family, like, I know that, you know what, like my sister that just called in, she might be going through her own shit. And she might not want to hear what her spouse has to say, or what her colleagues have to say. She might want to hear from her sister or her friends, or people that she feels comfortable with. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes in relationships, we have to set aside the fact that, you know what, yeah, I'm going through this change, but that shouldn't stop me from number one, being there for my husband, because he's also going through things. It shouldn't stop my husband from saying, yo, my wife might be going through this, but how can I shift it, and how can I make her feel like this is not the reason why you feel how you feel? And it's about being a fucking adult and being grown, and stop acting like everything there has to be a reason for every little thing. Intimacy does not equivalent to sex. Intimacy can be just coming home and saying because I don't want to hear, oh, that bitch was crazy. We don't want to hear about your day half the time. But we have to do that, because if we don't, somebody else will. And when that somebody else will, I don't want to hear none of y'all motherfuckers complaining about, but you wasn't it. No, because you X'd out of that.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So I'm on both sides of the story, on both spectrums. Stop the excuses and just love more and listen more. And
what you say? Love more and listen more.
Love more and listen more.
Wow.
Yo,
Say that again.
That's it.
Love more
and listen more. Because I've been ignored
Love more and listen
at
more.
times when I needed somebody to listen to me, and it was like serious. And dudes was like, oh, but I see this big old T's over here, so I'm not paying mind to you because everything with you is a thing. No,
and
love more and listen more.
In conclusion,
and that'll help communication. That's how I feel. That's just my personal.
I appreciate the level of transparency and the fact that adult people are talking.
Absolutely.
The society that we live in, everyone's hypersexualized and everybody's 28 years old.
Like Vic said, people are selfish, too selfish.
No. Everybody's like, when you turn on the media and it's rampant consumerism and just people that are shallow.
Yes.
You're talking to
Very
real
shallow.
people that are over 40 who have gone through relationships. Our bodies are changing. We've made mistakes. We've messed up, and we get on air and talk about it completely naked. You dig? People comment about it. It got to you. I don't think people realize how special what we have here is. Like, and it's not about bragging, whatever.
Right.
But to be able to open yourself up to the scrutiny of the public.
Yes.
When someone makes fun of you, but when that person that's making fun of you, they'll never admit, P, you know what? When you said that on the radio,
that
D,
was me.
That was me.
Yes.
I was going through that.
Yes.
When people live vicariously through what we're saying.
Yes.
That's why I appreciate the show.
Right.
Because it's real. And the reason that we get so passionate about it is because we get past our ego.
Yes.
I'm Superman. I can do this all the time. And I'm always right. I'm always perfect. That's not interesting. That's not profitable.
Right.
You're looking at people that used to be broken and now are whole.
Ooh.
And now we want to take our experiences of brokenness and help someone else get whole again.
Can I read a comment real quick?
Sure can.
Bouncing off of what Dawood just said. Vic said a lot of times why we're broken is because we go to home plate instead of starting from first base. We sex first and soul ties later, and that's real. When we feel that we're in love, we barely know. We know we're the truth, right? Then someone else said majority of women and men are selfish, right?
Yes.
And my sister said free radiotherapy. Let's get it.
Therapy.
He also said no, and if we take time to ourselves to heal and be delivered from past booze, we will have healthy relationships. If you think about the vows and even in marriage, you said them, and now we're going back. It's hypocritical.
So okay, so now.
So stop being hypocrites.
All right, so now so I'm gonna address. Okay, shout out to
Bye, Woo.
my wife said
Love you.
my attitude doesn't have to do with menopause. It has to do with everything to do with reaction to things said to me. That's where he is confused at. There's no confusion. All right, so I can actually put something out there or whatever like that, you know what I'm saying, reference to what we talking about. You know what I'm saying? You want me to put it out there, I'll put it out there.
No, we don't want you to put it out there.
Just let me know.
No, we don't want you to put it out there.
Let me know, because
Just
really.
a nice afternoon show.
No. But see this, because it may help somebody else. Because my
but
whole
not
thing is
you.
No, listen.
Don't
Because I'm not confused.
We get it. We get you not
nowhere.
confused.
And my thing is, anybody else would see this as a helpful situation, as a situation I want to improve. Anybody else would see this as a situation I would want to make better, as a situation that can make things, great again or good again or whatever case may be. But if you see it as a negative, because basically that's like, oh, this is where you're confused at. No, this is how I'm feeling. So listen to the difference, right? No, that's where he is confused at. I'm not confused. I'm expressing my feelings. So when your feelings get shut down, and this is real talk.
Yeah, you're right.
I want to have real talk. Am I right?
Yes.
So this is how I'm feeling. So if your feelings get shut down, and you're trying to really express yourself, that's a problem with that. So my whole thing is, like, if you want to put it out there, like, I can show exactly what I'm talking about.
Not necessary.
To make a point.
Yeah.
So if it's not necessary,
it's
all
not,
right.
brother.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm gonna keep it 300.
Yeah, but I mean, just moving into another realm.
I'm not on no trying to make myself look good.
I know.
Like
we
don't
get that.
Yeah,
we don't get that.
Exactly.
Moving into another realm.
Let's keep it. I keep it 300, yo.
Moving into another.
Show some things that led to.
Yeah, but we're
whatever.
That goes back to this right here.
Yes.
We've been talking. I've been disagreeing.
Come on over.
I'm
over
to
the light side, not the dark side, but the light side. Here we go. We got a seat for you over here now, my brother.
Okay. I've been kind of like in some agreeances with the conversation, some disagreeances, but at the end of the day, everybody has to do what works for them.
Yes.
We can take a platform and say everything basic.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of the day, What works for me may not work for you, P.
Exactly.
What works for you may
versa.
not work for me.
Exactly.
What works for Norm may not work for me.
Exactly.
What works for me may not
Exactly.
work for you.
Exactly.
But, you know, we can put it on an open platform. Like, yo, this is what I do. Like, you know, I'm always personal when it comes to Robin and I.
Yes,
I'm always
yes,
personal.
Yes, yes.
Like I said, we were arguing Sunday. Y'all was right there. We was arguing with eyes.
Yes.
Got out of here.
Yes. That's why I broke out.
I know you did.
I still
Argued all the way from here to north. My love didn't change for her. Her love didn't change for me.
See, I respect that.
Exactly.
Her
It's
love
not supposed
didn't change
to.
for me.
Yeah.
Even Norm, you know something even a little bit more personal. Didn't change anything. Let me tell you what I come to realize. And she kind of taught me this. I have to say kind of, but she really did teach me this. All jokes aside. I was not the type of person that had a lot of tolerance and patience. And I had to learn something she used to say to me. And she still says it every now and then. I'm getting a little better at it, baby, but I'm working on it. So the ideal that nobody is perfect. I'm not perfect. Robin not perfect. Marie not perfect. You're not perfect. Norm is not perfect. Sandy's not perfect. And in that imperfection, that doesn't make it a deal breaker. It's not a deal breaker. And I learned that one thing I learned, and I'm saying this to everybody out here in relationships, don't think for 1 second, and because I'm always like a dominant type dude. And Robin only gonna let me go so far with that, and I understand that. So when she strikes back, I know when to sit back and chill. I know when to sit back and chill. So point being, we can talk all day about sex, intimacy. At the end of the day, we got to do what works and keep us happy and keep us together. Because happiness is not an all-time, always thing.
No.
But you got to do what you need to do to make your relationship, your marriages work. Don't settle.
Right.
Don't settle. You know, because the problem with a lot of people right now is they settled in their marriage. That's why it's boring.
Facts. Yeah.
That's why it's boring.
Say that again.
A lot of people have settled in their marriages. That's why it's boring. You know, we can't use work as an outlet. You know what I mean? As a crutch. You know what I mean? We got to make, if we're going to be together, be together. If you're not, you're not. Don't be in between. That's years of wasting time. And I know each and every one of us up here love our women. I ain't got to ask Norm. I know he loves Sandy. I love Robin. I know you love Marie. And it may not come across like that all the time. What'd you say? I said all the names right. Maria. Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. Oh, okay, my bad. Maria. I'm sorry. You right. I had to.
She be calling, who's Marie?
I know. I had a brain freeze. Maria. Maria Jordan. Maria Jordan. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Who the hell is Marie?
Get it right, boo.
Look, man, I don't care how much we talk. We got to include God in our relationship.
Oh, facts.
Y'all.
That's a
Word
fact.
is born. That's the real. That's the real thing. Now, I'm not saying people be lying to talk about the Lord told them to leave their wife. Y'all lying.
Stop it.
Or a husband.
Liar.
Yeah, exactly.
The devil's a liar.
What I mean by that is that's the ultimate answer, but then you got to make the choice. I'm done.
Okay, so look, here's Sandy.
What?
No. I don't put people in my business. If you can't talk to me, then we can't solve a problem.
Video.
Yeah, we want to thank everybody for joining us today for the Man Cave Afternoon Show.
When we
all right, so we're in the show because my point wasn't going to be. See, my whole thing is like you got to be able to talk about things right, without looking at it as like, you know, you coming for me or whatever like this. You know, sometimes again. There's times when you could talk about a problem that will help not only the people involved in the problem, but will help somebody else.
True.
You know what I'm saying? So my whole thing is if you're gonna talk about it, you're gonna make a statement like whatever, you know. My whole thing is like no, because a lot of times we talk about communication,
right?
But a lot of times miscommunication is the problem.
Ooh, miscommunication.
See,
is the mother,
this is what people don't realize. Miscommunication.
Yeah,
if I'm hitting you up with a certain thing, right? Boom. This is to let you know just where I'm at, what I'm doing, and then you like, oh, blah blah blah. Oh, you can't blah blah blah. And you bring it back to you. A lot of times, people's biggest problem is they always bring back things to them.
Yeah.
You know, like me. This
I've
is
done
what
that.
I'm dealing with. This is what I'm going. This is what I'm going through. This is what I'm dealing with. This is what. And no, it wasn't about you. This is just about me. Just letting you know what's going on right now.
Yeah.
And that can cause more problems.
I've done that. I'm telling you, you preach it to the choir. I've done that.
And see, and that's what people don't realize. The biggest thing is when you realize you're a contribution to the problem as well. And my whole thing is like, let me tell you, bro, I'm not perfect. You're not perfect. I'm not perfect. You're not perfect.
None of us on here are.
But when like you said, if things is on a smooth plane and things are good or whatever like that, and then you take something that was meant out of I'm just letting you know, to a whole other level, and you escalate it. You know what I'm saying? When it's really not like that, whatever like that. Who's the problem? So my thing is, and then if you're that type of person when you have all this self-pride and all of this, when you can't even say sometimes I'm sorry. You can't even say sometimes I was wrong about that. You can't even say sometimes, you know what, I didn't really know what you was trying to say. I'm sorry about this or whatever. Like, then there's an issue. You know,
it's not always easy though.
But my thing is, listen, you, Dennis, Norman Bradley, Akisa, P, we're not always right.
No,
I agree.
As much as I want to be,
we're
not always right. You're right there.
But that goes for our mates as well. They're not always right. You know what I'm saying? So my whole thing is like, yo, like, why we go from here 0 to 100? That's all I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? Where it really don't have to be like that. You know, and so my whole thing is like, you know, nobody should ever put their business out to X, Y, and Z. Because we should talk about it and we should fix the problem. But if we ain't talking about it, how's the problem going to be fixed? That's all I'm saying.
All right, with that being said,
I'm done.
Yeah, with that being said, we love all of our audience viewers, and I know that this was a very helpful show to me.
Yes.
A very helpful show to me, even with what Norm was just saying, because I saw me a lot in that, in reference to what he was saying about, you know, being able, I took that for me, you know what I mean, and I think that for me it just helped me realize that, you know what I mean, there's some things I need to step up in. So I appreciate you saying that.
No doubt, salute, and I hope this show helps somebody out there, whatever like that. Even if it may not help me, or whatever. I hope this show we did today helps somebody out there, and it can bring some type of awareness to somebody, whatever like that. That mean, you know what I'm saying? Because let me tell you, the one thing about it. The greatest relationships are not easy.
Oh, you ain't never lie, bro.
The greatest
you ain't never lie.
The best ones, they're not easy or whatever like that.
If it's easy, it's not real.
And exactly. But
you got
people.
Go ahead.
No. I'm just saying. You know.
I like what Robin Starr said. She said it's not easy, but what's more important, your pride or your relationship?
Your pride or. Man, say that again.
Say it again. Says what's more important?
I'm gonna have to agree.
You more important to me, baby. Not my pride, baby. You more important to me.
Or your relationship.
So
you trying to be right all the time, and you trying to be the boss all the time, and you trying to, you know what I'm saying, win a certain situation all the time, whatever like that. The hardest thing for most people to do is say I was wrong.
Right.
I'm sorry. And then once you get to that point where you are able to say I'm sorry or I was wrong to your partner, that's showing what? That you really care about your relationship and that you want to see things go smoothly. Right. If you always defensive and like this and combative and you got an answer for every damn thing, you're not really trying to fix the problem. You're not really trying to fix the situation. And that's all I'm saying. All right, so we want to thank everybody for joining us on the Man Cave Morning Show, afternoon show. Today we will be back tomorrow morning.
Yes.
WBKS1.com, BKS1 Radio. And remember this.
It's never about us.
It's never about us.
It's always about you.
It's always about you.
Because you are the next best kept secret.
And we will
even
see
if we tell you all ours.
We will see y'all tomorrow.
We love y'all, man.
Real talk. I love y'all.
Yes.
I love y'all.
Absolutely.
Everybody, please speak your truth.
Yes.
And we out.
Love you guys. Hey, bro. Appreciate you guys for watching.
Oh, wow. All right, brother.
is Chris Spencer, and you're on BKS1 Radio.
It's your girl Chanel, BKS1 Radio, and I'm here with the beautiful Garcelle Bouvet.
I'm paying you later.
Hey, I'm the queen of comedy some more, and right now you're rocking with BKS1 Radio.
BKS1 Radio Network. I'm here with the amazing Miss Tasha Smith. How you doing?
I'm doing so good. Thank you for coming out.
Yes, yes.
I really appreciate it.
Hello, Denise Boutte. Hey, what's up? Shout out to BKS1 Radio. See you soon.
Brick City's finest, J.D. Williams. I'm in the Savage Podcast Studio, chilling at BKS1 Radio.
BKS1 Radio. I'm here with the legendary Mr. Dick Gregory. How you doing today, sir?
Fantastic, brother, and thank you, and thank you, and thank you.
This is Essence Atkins, and this is BKS1 Radio.
Jamie Foxx, BKS1 Radio. What's going on with you?
Storming on. This is George Dr. Funkenstein Clinton for BKS1 Radio. They be doing the dog, y'all.
Yo, this is Chris Spencer, and you're on BKS1 Radio.
It's your girl Chanel, BKS1 Radio, and I'm here with the beautiful Garcelle Bouvet.
I'm paying you later.
Hey, I'm the queen of comedy some more, and right now you're rocking with BKS1 Radio.
BKS1 Radio Network. I'm here with the amazing Miss Tasha Smith. How you doing?
I'm doing so good. Thank you for coming out.
Yes, yes.
I really appreciate it.
Hello, Denise Boutte. Hey, what's up? Shout out to BKS1 Radio. See you soon.
Brick City's finest, J.D.
Everything you need.